And welcome back to Pokemon Creation Teams. I think I might change the name of this, by the way, because I have the Zompocto Creation Series. I think I might make this the Pokemon Team Creation Series from going forward. I think that just rolls out better, the Pokemon Creation Team Series. Yeah, I think I might actually... Now I keep saying that out loud. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. So, for the future, for the dozens to a couple hundred every now and then people who watch this series, this will be known as the Pokemon Creation Team Series, or Pokemon Team Creation Series. Anywho, this one comes to us from Zombie 4356, who asked the question, what is the Pokemon team of Karin Uzumaki from Naruto? So this was unique, because Karin does have abilities that are shown. She has a distinct personality. I actually really kind of like the character a bit. I wish they did more with her. But ultimately, I do like what they did with her. Overall, including giving her like the chakra chains and all that. But when you break down what she does in terms of abilities that could translate to Pokemon, her personality, all that, it actually became a little tricky figuring out what a Pokemon team for this character would look like. However, I think I made something that works out. Now, keep in mind, this is just my opinion, the team that I made. If you disagree with this team, you have your own idea for the team, let me know in the comments below what you think that team would look like. I'd be happy to hear it. So first off, I wanted something that was going to... I knew I had to get something that's more personality based on the team. And she is very sporadic, but at the same time very flirty. But very aggressive. She can also be very level-headed. Her personality is very all over the place. One thing that really stood out to me, though, was, and I think a lot of people, was the flirtation aspect. Her trying to hit on Sasuke and just have all them Uzumaki Uchiha babies, which, to be fair, if, her and Sasuke actually did get together at the end and had kids, that'd be a messed up, powerful kid. An Uchiha and Uzumaki, like a inter-clan child? Oh, that would be a broken kid. But no, we did not get that, which is fine. So I knew I needed something that was a bit more on the flirtatious side, and luckily we have a Pokemon that I honestly think fits perfectly for this, in Salaza. Not only is it a female-exclusive Pokemon, not only is it very much flirtatious, it is also like a very color palette-appropriate Pokemon. We know she wears black shorts, and I think she's got like a black undercoat or something underneath her general appearance. But so it's got the black, it's got the red with her hair, pinkish admittedly. It's a very sassy, quote-unquote, flirtatious Pokemon. It's capable of using fire, and it's capable of using poison, which I don't know if that really translates to anything Karin used. Karin, if I'm not mistaken, was actually capable of using water, earth, and I think fire? Either way, I think this is actually a really good Pokemon on the team. I think it fits pretty well. There is, however, another reason this Pokemon made it on the team, and it goes in line with the next Pokemon on the team, because both these Pokemon are capable of learning this move. And when I knew I was doing a Pokemon team for Karin, I knew I had to have something that represented chakra healing ability she has. She can even heal herself with her own chakra by biting and sucking on it, or she more pragmatically, she uses it to heal others. They bite onto her, suck on her chakra, and she can heal them. And that posed a unique challenge, because there's plenty of energy draining moves. There's Leech Seed, there's Leech Life, there's Giga Drain, Mega Drain, Absorb, just to name a couple. There's a lot of modes of Pokemon like that, but one of the ones I just said stood out to me as the one that made the most sense, and that's Leech Life. Leech Life has usually been depicted as you bite and you leech the life out of something. You're literally sucking the life out of something, the life force out of something. Now, initially, it was only really known by some bug Pokemon and by the Zubat line. Then it grew, it became more and more prevalent, and specifically when you got like Shield and Sword with TRs, it turns out a lot of Pokemon can learn Leech Life. One of those Pokemon was Salaza. The other Pokemon which I added to the team Because I knew Salaza was going to be there more for personality than the fact that it could learn Leech Life. The fact that it could learn Leech Life is just a bonus. The Leech Life candidate I have on this team is going to be Laurentis. Now, why Laurentis? Well, I'll be honest. A lot of it comes from aesthetic. Color-wise, it really pops. It lends itself to look like a Pokemon that Karin would have on her team. It looks like, honestly, it looks very feminine. It looks like it's oftentimes, praying like a praying mantis. Kind of has that almost geisha-like shy habit about it. But really, it's because it can learn Leech Life, and it's because it has the aesthetic appeal and it can learn Leech Life. And all the other Pokemon on there that can learn Leech Life didn't really look like they were going to mesh well with Karin. Like, there's nothing that stood out. Like, I could have easily given her a Golbat, Zubat, a Crobat. I could have given her multiple bug Pokemon. But nothing about those stood out. So, nothing about those seemed to gel, in my opinion, with her. So, I knew that those guys, that this one would probably be the one that had to be on the team. So, these two are not only represent her personality, particularly with Salaza, but they both represent their ability of her chakra healing capabilities. The next one on the team represents something to do with the fact that she is a great sensor to the point where, unlike a lot of sensors who need to focus, she can unconsciously sense chakra, how much chakra a person has. Think grammar here. How much chakra a person has, as well as the kind of consistency, whether it be a dark chakra, a cold chakra, warm, comforting, large, small, that kind of thing. And that one I struggle with. Now, there is the last three we'll talk about as a whole, because I think they all fit together in this motif to a degree, similar to this Pokemon, but for different reasons. I knew I needed a Pokemon that had sensory capabilities. And unfortunately, while a lot of psychic types do, it's not in the same conventional senses like what sensing chakra. What is somewhat in the same conventional sense as chakra is aura. And we know aura is a thing. There are multiple Pokemon that can use aura. And we've seen them. Lucario is probably the most prime example. But when I Googled Pokemon that can sense and use aura, a couple others came up. And I think the one that ultimately fit the best between this one, Medicham, and there's another one that I'm blanking on at the moment. But then, and something else. And then this one came up. I'm like, oh, this one can not only sense it, it can use it. Sylvanon. Evidently, in its Pokédex entry, it is stated that Sylvanon cannot just sense, but use aura, similar to like Lucario can. Because I was honestly debating Lucario for this. I'm like, it doesn't really fit. I mean, it can use that ability, and it does fit in that regard, but everything else doesn't mesh well. But a fairy type, a Pokemon that can use that is a type that's considered to be one of the strongest types in the Pokemon franchise. Uzumakis were considered among the stronger clans in the Naruto world. It's a very feminine-looking Pokemon. Lends itself to Karin. So ultimately, I think Sylvanon would make for a good... Hell, I think Salaza is probably like her main partner Pokemon. That she probably started out with a female Salandit and ultimately caught these guys along the way. The last three. Now, you might be saying, 3? What do you mean? You don't mean the fourth one? No, 3, because each of these guys are in this together. Now, keep in mind that if this were like an anime and they were catching teams and stuff like that, and I had to do like a Pokemon crossover with Naruto, I would have to find some different Pokemon to put on a team with her. Or she only has these 3 Pokemon. Because the remaining 3 are the Lake Trio. Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit. Now, you might be asking, why the hell does he not only get one of these, but all of them? Well, I'm here to tell you. So, first and foremost, they all represent an aspect of humanity. Emotion, will, and knowledge. They're also psychic type Pokemon, legendaries with immense sensory capabilities, clearly, based on what they embody. And therefore, in that regard, they fit with her. But there is a serious reason that I put all 3 on here. And that is due to the final ability, or not final, but the other big ability that got revealed to us that Karin is capable of doing in the 4th Ninja War. That is, I'm hiccuping. and that is the Uzumaki Adamantine Chains. And there is no Pokemon in the series that is attributed to chains. There's a freaking sword, for God's sake. There are gears. There is a magnet. There is a freaking keychain. But there is not a Pokemon that carries a big chain, that is a chain, that has anything to do with a chain. Except for these three. Because if you remember correctly, in the Diamond and Pearl story, these three are brought together to create the red chain that's used to bind Dialga, Palkia, or Giratina, depending on which one you're using. Although Giratina, if I remember correctly, was not actually bound. Giratina is actually, I believe, depicted as the most powerful of the three, and that's why the chain didn't work. But yeah, if you put them together, they are capable of creating a chain that's used for binding a legendary like freaking the Adamantine Chains for the Uzumaki. So together, they actually work in this regard. Now, like I said, I would not give her all of these three if I were to do like a story that's a Pokemon Naruto crossover. I wouldn't do that. I would probably keep it to the three we already had. Maybe I would go on to struggle to find maybe something else. Fortunately, there isn't even really any attack that is chain-based, as far as I know. So it's, it's one of those things where, people are worried that Game Freak's running out of ideas for Pokemon and all that. It's like, no. Game Freak's not running out of ideas. It's just that they're probably never going to stop making Pokemon. We'll probably go well beyond 1,000. If they could get to 1 million, they would. Because as long as it keeps making them money, they're going to keep making them games. And guess what? Pokemon might have dipped in popularity for a little while with the games, but guess what? It's on top right now, baby. It's still one of the biggest IPs in the world. I think it's like in the top 3, if not top 2. I don't know if it's number 1. I think Mario still technically outranks Pokemon, but yeah, it's still one of the highest grossing franchises ever. They're going to keep making Pokemon to the day they die. Yeah, it's not that they're running out of ideas. And you want evidence of that? Look up any fan-made region ever made, period. You could look up just 2. That's 2 whole generations that if Game Freak wanted, they could go to that person, write them a check, small by Game Freak comparison, light-changing by that person's comparison, saying, we would like to use some of your ideas or all of your ideas. Hell, we would like to make this the next generation of Pokemon. Here's a check for $100,000. We good? They could do that if they wanted to. So there's nothing, it's not about running out of ideas at all. But, so I'm sure concepts like a dolphin Pokemon, like a chain-based Pokemon, like an ostrich. We haven't had an ostrich yet, which, I think about it, I'm like, how the hell have we not had an ostrich yet? Yeah, there's a bunch of Pokemon that we just have not had yet. So, like, literally, the ideas are near endless. So, yeah, this would be my team if you were to ask me to make it, based on her abilities, her personality, what we know of her. Salaza for her personality, as well as Laurentis together for her chakra absorption, chakra heal sucking? I'm not sure. Yeah. Sylvanon for her ability to sense chakra / aura in Sylveon's case, and then Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf to represent that aspect, her amazing sensory abilities, and the fact that they can create the binding chain, the red chain, which is indicative of the adamantine chains of the Uzumaki. So, that is, in my opinion, her team, but if you were to do it differently, what would Karin Uzumaki's Pokemon team be? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks next time.